Okay, so welcome everyone. Before we start, it would be great if you can switch on your cameras. That ways, it is easier to have a conversation, and this is fundamentally a conversation, right? This shouldn't be seen as a speech or something like that. So it would be great if you can keep your cameras on. That would be very very useful. And just if people can briefly introduce themselves in a line or so. Jonas, welcome. Sharad, Sangai, Vivek, um, welcome. So, would anybody want to start? Who can you introduce yourself, who you are,
Uh,
why,
Hi,
and what?
Chetan. My name is Yatish Pandey, and I had scheduled for this meeting, but somehow I had some urgency, so I'm on the road. That's why I've kept my camera off. I
Okay,
represent an organization called Texperts, and I'm looking forward to this master class, what it has to offer. Thank you.
excellent. Thank you. Welcome, Mr. Yatish.
Hi, Chetan. This is Sharad. Yatish and I, we both belong to the same organization, Experts. And I'm looking forward to this masterclass. I'm
Well,
completely here and would like to see what it is, what is available for me from this masterclass. Thank you.
sure. Welcome.
Yeah, hi, I'm Sanjeev Bakshi this side, a corporate guy turned entrepreneur, taken early, you can say, vacation from the corporate world. And my last position was with the Reliance Retail. I was the CEO for their electronics business. And we have just got into farming and we are about to set up a highly technical and automatic poultry farm in Punjab.
Welcome, Sanjeev. Welcome. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Dr. Siddharth, Nikhil, anybody else?
Okay, I'll do that. I'm Hari. I'm a professor at the Indian Institute of Science, currently leading the Center for Brain Research. We work on trying to find early detection of onset of dementia, and we are doing a lot of longitudinal cohort study. So glad to be here.
Welcome, sir. Welcome. Once again, to everyone, it would be great if you can keep your cameras switched on. This is a conversation, and you can see.
Except those people who are traveling or having bandwidth issue, we understand. But everybody else, we are. It would be great to have you be in an active conversation. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So last one. Uh, if anybody wants to,
Okay, I'll go. My name is Jonas. I'm a clinician researcher, and I'm currently assistant professor at the Center for Brain Research at IISc. Nice to meet you all.
okay, brilliant. Thank you, Sandeep
Chetan,
sir. Do you
I'm
want to?
yeah, I'm the junior most here because I'm still in school, and everyone here comes from higher ed and research and corporate. So I'm kind of psyched a little. I am a student of my good school, and my school simply has a mission to build a culture of trust and learning, and I've not graduated. So forgive me for that. Now, in case you are a little curious that what is this school about, this school only does reading, reflection, and builds relationship. That's why there's no graduation here, there's no assessment here. And some schools caught fever with us, so we have about 30 schools. We've now become the Good Schools Alliance. So I'm school mein reh gaye. For that, I'm sorry, I may not be able to understand a lot of your jargon here.
No, we are.
One more curious question on similar lines of what Mr. Sandeep has said, because most, I think the 98% of the people in this group is from the education background, either they're from the institute or the universities, and I'm from the corporate side. So I don't know whether I'm the right fit or a wrong fit. I don't know.
You are perfect, sir. There is no problem. You are a leader of an organization, and all that. That's all that matters. This is this is a program called ODeX. So once again, thank you all for joining, making time for the next 90 minutes. It, it would be helpful if we interact and learn from each other. This the program is called OD Experts, so Organization Development Experts, and the program develops people. When we go through that, then the program develops people into organizational development experts. Just like you, Sanjeev, I am from the corporate world. So I'm unlike all the doctors and school teachers and people who are managing schools. I am from the corporate world. I have a full-time day job as the founder and chairman of the Surya Jasvi Group. This group has 6 companies as we speak, and which are into aerospace and a variety of sectors, a conglomerate into multiple sectors, including aerospace and defense, manufacturing. We make software products. We are also into supporting the social sector. And apart from this, apart from running these 6 odd companies, I am also the board member of an NGO called Pact India, which supports orphaned, abandoned children with special needs. And then I'm also associated with NASCOM, and where I represent the voice of MSMEs in for the southern. So, thank you all for sharing, your context and why you are here. And therefore, I must do the same. I must share why I am here. I am a volunteer implementation coach at the ODeX movement. So, the ODeX movement is a movement to help leaders create extraordinary organizations. And I'm a volunteer implementation coach, and I have other things to do as well. But I'm volunteering over here now. Since the and so I think it would help if I the context of why I am here. So in 2003, I was not yet an entrepreneur. I became turned an entrepreneur in 2010. But in 2003, I had a dream of um, building my own Toyota. So I said, I wanted to help build my own Toyota. And I worked in multiple organizations such as Accenture. There was a company called QAI, a consulting company called QAI. And then I was in Aegis, where we were supporting around 45,000. My organization, my department, if you will, was supporting around 45,000 people across the globe. And well, I tried building my own Toyota, and it didn't work. And then we said we'll set up my. I tried setting up my own Toyotas, and that's how the Surya Jasvi group came about. Um, so last year, somewhere around last year, around November time, I came to know about this program called ODeX, and and it seemed to promise something. It seemed to promise that it will tell me what is it that I am missing in turning my organization into the Toyota that I dreamt about. And true to that promise, very very early I came to know that this theme seems to fit the bill. And and then whatever I was seeing, it is changes in the way I was thinking, or my leadership team was thinking, or the actions that we were taking. I did about 2 things. So I signed up most of my leadership team, about 20 odd leaders from my organization, to the ODeX program, and 15 of them are. I joined the January cohort, and I got 15 of my senior leaders to join in the April cohort. Basis whatever I was learning, it was very impressive, and so this was the first thing that I did. So I got them to join in. And the second thing that I did was I started volunteering. I said that I want to be a volunteer because I want to help build extraordinary organizations. And the fact is that every organization, as many as we can get in this world, as many extraordinary organizations that we can get in this world. And by an organization, I don't just mean a company. It could be an NGO, it could be colleges, organizations, and so on and so forth, right? It could be government departments or ministries. They can be extraordinary. That's what I learned. And I said that I must volunteer and do my bit to help create extraordinary organizations, apart from trying to build my own organization into an extraordinary organization. So here I am moved by the clarity and the power of this program. I also have uh, my seniors from this program. I would like to introduce them briefly, who are also volunteering. So very quickly, uh, Vandana, if you can quickly introduce yourselves. They are also volunteer implementation coaches.
Good evening, everyone. So I'm Vandana Bansali, and currently I'm heading an HR for a biotech company, Yashraj Biotechnology Limited in Mumbai. I call myself a developmental sector professional because over 2 decades I have worked with around 300 NGOs across the country. For a decade, I was with HSBC, and this was my first time HR role. And while I'm doing it, I just wanted to be a part of a program which will enable me to work at the organization level. And I was looking at something which is not just theoretical and concepts. I wanted a practical program. So I happened to come across this ODeX program on LinkedIn. And when I became a part of the program, I just realized that whatever every organization has a strategic planning meeting and all of that. So first of all, I realized how strategy and strategy execution is so different from strategic planning, and the fundamentals are different. Every organization does understand that customer is the king, uh, but how do you design systems and the entire execution which is customer driven? So some of the tools explained during the program actually re-engineers the DNA. Whatever systems we are designing or execution, we can just not do it without understanding the customers and what it is to go into the customer world, what it is to have an outside in perspective. So it was a beautiful program, and the beauty of the cohort which I was a part of. So we had entrepreneurs like the MD, 50% of them, and 50% like me, the coaching consultants, HR leaders, and all. So whatever we were learning, actually, it was beautiful. Somebody is implementing it, we are implementing it, and so it was just beautiful. And that's the reason I decided to be a part of the management innovations team in terms of volunteering with them to spread the movement of extraordinary. While all of us want to be, but what is the path and what does it take? We experienced it ourselves, and that's the reason we want to share it with all of you all. And thus we are here. Thank you.
Okay. Another very respected person for me is Dr. Ram. Dr. Ram, from IISc. Yes, sir.
Good evening, all of you. My name is Ramakrishnan. Earlier I was the chairman of electrical engineering and neuroscience in the Indian Institute of Science. Currently, I am associate faculty in IIT Hyderabad. I'm also on the board of Chitri Institute of Medical Science and Technology in Trivandrum. And thanks to the coaching by Manoj, I'm also a organization development consultant in IIIT Dharwad, as well as the Center for Brain Research currently, and more later. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Adesh is another volunteer and volunteer implementation coach. Vic for victory.
Hello everyone, my name is Adesh. I am from Nasik and I am founder and CEO of Amplus Subsidy Solutions. So we are into consulting of various government schemes and compliances for MSME, and we are on a mission to provide finances and compliances for MSME with ease and grace. And I will share my whole experience later in this meeting, so I'll not take much of time. Thank you so much everyone, and welcome all once again. Yes.
Thank you, Adesh. Thank you very much. Manoj, money.
Yeah, hi everyone. Good evening. There are two Manojas. I have my mentors. Mentor is also Manoj, so it's good to hear. Sometimes it's nice to hear your names getting featured every now and then. Right? So see, I work for an IT firm. I am a learning and development professional. Been in the industry for quite some time now. But what really kind of pulled me in this program was to look and see, as a learning profession, we do a lot of programs, but let's look and see how we can really make an impact to the business, right? So that's an area that I was really looking at. We do have some impact. We do that, but can we really look at a transformational impact? So that was one of the trigger point for me to be part of this program. And I did that, and I joined, and I'm great that I started doing some amount of work with our internal business units. And I see this as like a holistic way of really looking at how you can expand your organization. So whether you are part of corporate sector or in an educational institution, everywhere, as long as you're leading team and you're up to something, I think this program is for everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Sham.
Yeah,
Sham is
thanks,
another.
Manoj. Thanks, Chetan. Good evening, everyone. I'm Shyam Sundar, based in Bangalore, and I have about 3 decades of experience across, which has spanned across corporate, education sector, the not-for-profit, and personally been an entrepreneur myself. So I continue to do that in the real estate space as a sustainability consultant. Education is something that I'm very passionate about, and the ODeX program gave me an access to look at mindset specifically and how we can shift from fix to a growth mindset. Working core with social emotional learning in the education sector has also given me an access to understanding child development from infancy to adolescence, and thereafter how the adult life is affected by our choices that we make. Personally, I'm an example of how things have shaped up for me after my engagement with the ODeX program with Manoj as my coach and mentor. I've had an access to make strategic choices in terms of moving from a silo approach with what I have undertaken in my life to looking at it holistically. So my purpose right now is to work with leaders and create and nurture conscious organizations. And I'm glad that you're all on this journey with us. Looking forward to interacting with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sham. So, Sanjeev, I think that this should put your fears at rest. There, we have a fair bit of representation from the corporate world, and those who are from educational institutes, they will see that we have a lot of professors and leaders who have been in educational institutes. They are present over here, and we have consultants as well, independent consultants who are consulting with other organizations. So we have a fair bit of representation of people who have, who have gone through this course from variety of backgrounds. And again, within this group, I'm sure this is the kind of folks that would get represented. So so thank you all for sharing. I think what we'll do is I'll run just a quick poll, and and then you can share what your backgrounds are, or what kinds of backgrounds you come from, and that will also try to answer Sanjeev's question about how many people are from what kind of backgrounds. Ready? So I'm going to launch this. There are 2 questions in this. Just quickly take a minute and answer that. Okay. All right. If anybody has not answered, so we have 41 folks who have answered. The second question, yeah, both the questions, 42. If anybody is missed out, now is the chance. All right. So what the results that I'm getting is about 54% of the folks have chosen that they are committed to building their organizations as an extraordinary organizations. Everybody else is about that they're just curious. They're here to know what this entire brouhaha is all about. And then the second question, we have 25% who are entrepreneurs, about 8% who are CXO and who represent the CXO and leadership team, 15% are consultants, coaches, and trainers, 20% are functional heads and departmental heads, and about 13 or you have chosen the choice as others. So those who have chosen others, please feel free to write in the chat, just describe what is it that you do, and how will you categorize yourself. But thank you everyone for participating in the poll. So as the poll suggests, it is a fairly well-rounded, well-represented group. Nobody should feel that they are out of place. Okay, anybody wants to put in the chat? You can move in the conversation. All right, thank you. All right, so let's begin with the program. So the first question to all folks, all of you are leaders. What is the lifespan you are planning for your organization? Sharad, what is the lifespan that you're planning for your organization? The legacy is fine, Sanjeev. The legacies can persist after the organization is gone. The question is, what is the lifespan that you're planning for your organization? So you can speak. Just interact. You don't need to write over here.
So
Jonas.
Chetan, for me, it should go after me. So even if I'm gone, the organization should continue to stay as well as to grow beyond me.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. Sanjeev.
I said that because we are at we are just founding the organization, so we just want that it should continue, and our coming generation should take it to the newer heights. So that's what our thought process is.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Komadi.
So putting an age to the thought and desire or a wish will not be the right justification to the spirit with which we are entering into.
Sure.
Okay. The organization always feel that we should have a longer, that means forever, for many generations.
Fantastic. Thank you. Mr. Sangram Desai. Amitabh, welcome. And how do you what is the lifespan that you're planning for your organization? Many times, when we ask this question, what happens is the answers don't come easily. A lot of times the people say that we haven't really thought about this question. We are, we are involved in the day to day so much that we haven't really thought about this question. And then when they think now here, it's a good time to think about it. For the first time when they think about it, they say that they want to leave a legacy, or the kind of answers that you have given, that they wanted to extend beyond uh, the lifespan of the individual who has founded that organization, and these are all valid. Now, uh, OD is about that. It is about having an organization which is which exists for a long time. So there are organizations which have existed for. Can you guess what is the longest running organization? What is the lifespan of the longest running organization in the world? Any idea? Any idea? Anybody? 100 years? Take a guess, Sanjeev.
Well, in education, we have universities which are more than 800 years old. So,
Yes, sir. You're absolutely right. They are 800 years old, and the longest running organization has existed, is currently in existence, is about 1400 years in existence. And I was looking this up, that some of the longest running organizations are in fact educational institutions, colleges, and so on and so forth. So there you have it, right? They are not companies, but a lot of companies. I was looking at again the data. It showed that amongst the Fortune 200, 76 are more than 100 years old. So there is a strong correlation between organizations that are built to last and extraordinary organizations. These are all extraordinary organizations. And when we are planning, therefore, we must plan for our organizations. If you're saying, develop the organization, then it must be that we are planning for that. Now, associated with this is what makes an organization extraordinary. So we have a definition as to how we define what an extraordinary organization is. So an extraordinary organization has three main definition points. We define at ODeX, we define it as one which is built, which is future ready. An organization that an extraordinary organization must be future ready. Second, where people bring their head, heart, and soul every day. And number three is that this organization by itself must be a good in the world. So not doing CSR and things like that. Not that CSR, etc., is bad, but the organization by its own presence must be a good to the world. So these are the three components of what we say is an extraordinary organization. So a lot of you are here, and you were curious about what we are going to talk about. So this is what we are going to talk about: building an extraordinary organization, and which is fundamentally one which is future ready. Second, where all people, 100% bring their head, heart, and soul to the organization on a daily basis, not when they are going for a party alone, or they are doing a vacation, but every day. And the third one is that the organization itself is value, is good to the world. Now, um, so clearly, long organizations or organizations that have lived for long must therefore have the capability to be future ready. That's how organizations last for a long period of time. Now, it won't happen easily, right? There are things that need to be done. Now, a quick question would be to think about, for everybody to ponder over, is this: uh, how much time, on your day-to-day basis, do you spend in developing your organization? So most of the times, you would be involved in doing day-to-day activities, operational activities. Most of the leaders are either doing one of the three things. Either they're handling day-to-day fires, operations. Number one. Number two would be they'll be working on their business strategy. Or number three would be doing, developing their own organization. So just take a quick response. How much time on a daily basis or on a weekly basis would you spend on developing your organization? How much on one, two, and three? How much on day-to-day operations? How much on designing and developing your strategy? And number three, how much um, on OD? On developing the organization. Reddy sir, Reddy Komade sir, how much would you say?
In a week, yeah, I would say
Any
like
daily,
1 hour, weekly 1 hour. Yeah,
weekly 1 hour on OD, right?
yeah.
Okay, right. Sanjeev, Sharad, jump in.
Yeah, so on the operations part, this is Sharad. On the operations part, I would, on an average, spend, let's say, 20-25%, another 25 to 30% on team structure, reviews, uh, what next. And on the organization development, I would like to know what all would be part of this, which will come as a part of organization development.
Making it
So,
future ready. Making it future ready, getting people, as we said, making it future ready, where people bring their head, heart, and soul, and the organization, the definition, of that, making it future ready, fundamentally.
yeah, so another 25 to 30% on that.
Yeah. Okay,
See,
so
I believe that this particular question has a different answers because when it is you can say new setup, when you are just setting it up from the zero, then of course once you have done your work on the drawing board, then most of the time when you are at a means a starting point, most of the time we'll see how the executions happen. So it's most of the time we'll go into operations, right? But in a steady state, as a founder or as a head of the organization, I think once it's in a steady state, then it's 30%, 50% in the strategy, and then 20% in the development. That is my belief.
sure, sure. Okay, another quick question, uh, is, while your organization, what does your organization produce, Sanjeev? What are you said something in farming,
Yeah. No, poultry. We are
poultry?
getting into poultry. Yes.
So what is
Starting with broilers, starting with raising the birds and broilers, and
yeah,
then we will. Our idea is that poultry has 5 legs of businesses, like producing a bird, raising a bird, the producing egg and selling means then processing the bird, converting into the broiler, and then selling to the final consumer. So our
wow,
thought process to start with, to understand how because the center of the everything is how the bird is being raised, because ultimately it is the one. So once you understand that particular critical aspect of how the bird is raised and how it performs and how it behaves, then rest of the are the add-on activities. So to start with this leg, and then in next 5 years we hope to be at least out of 5 you can say aspects of the business, at least in 3.
excellent. So what you're saying is that your organization will produce poultry, right?
Yep. Yes.
Right. So your organization's product is the poultry that it is going to produce.
Correct.
What is your product? As a leader, what is your product?
Creating an organization itself is my product.
Super. Excellent. Excellent. So how much time do you design? How much time do you spend And OD is about that, right? How much and how do you design your own product so that it becomes an extraordinary organization, right? You want your product to be extraordinary, correct? Your organization should produce extraordinary products, and definitely you want your product as a leader to be extraordinary. Would you not say?
Correct.
Yes,
Right.
similarly, Dr. Hari, CBR, Center for Brain Research, it is the CBR was producing research, right? And it should be top class research, and it is creating whatever it is creating. And your product would be therefore an excellent CBR. Would you not say? Would you
That's
agree with that?
I agree.
Excellent, sir. So thank you. So to answer the question, what was asked by Sharad about what all does it include, as what are the elements that are included in organization development. Let me just share my screen quickly for a second. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so the 5 elements of extraordinary organizations, or which is what OD is about, is transforming leadership. Can somebody read the second one?
Transforming culture.
Okay. Number 3,
Breakthrough competitive strategy.
excellent. Number 4,
Strategy execution.
super. And number 5,
Talent management.
right. So these are the 5 elements that we define as essential to building extraordinary organizations. Transforming leadership, transforming the culture of the organization, having a breakthrough competitive strategy, ensuring that there is strategy execution, and then talent management. You need great people to build. You need extraordinary people to build extraordinary organizations, and that's what that means. Any questions? Any comments? Any questions? Anything that's opening up for you, Sharad?
So I would like to ask the question, what is the second one? How do you define transforming culture? So basically in education system, you will be having in a different work style, different way of, basing teaching or research with many people, and you are coordinating. How are you going to, transform culture that will be, going to be like an extraordinary organization?
Great question. We'll address this as we proceed. But we are going to talk about all of these elements. Sharad, anybody else? Anything opening? Girish?
They all sound very great. The only question is how to do it.
Excellent. And that's what ODeX is all about. So we are going to talk about each one of them. But any other comment, question? Anybody else? Last question.
Sir, Ashwath here from IIIT Dharwad.
Yes, Ashwath.
So, I heard that, let's say, ODeX is dealt with in a group. So, how far it is effective to have educational section and also corporate section or something else together? So, how to strike a balance between teaching something or imparting some knowledge to these two different sectors at a time? So
yeah. Yes. So thank you for your question. So I'll address this question upfront. So I was part of the third cohort. I just finished in June. As I said, I'm a volunteer. I was in my cohort itself. There were people from IIIT Dharwad. I think there were around 8 people from IIIT Dharwad, including Professor Prasanna. And the and Dr. Deepak, who heads the departmental for what's that called, research or something like that, for entrepreneurship development or something.
Research
So
part.
research park, yes. So sorry, the word was missing. Yeah. So he heads the research park. He was there, and Dr. Soumya and so many other people were there.
Chetan,
Yes.
sorry to interrupt you. As you shared, just include Professor Prasanna here. I had requested him to come in for some time to share. He's kind of taken time specially out for coming and sharing. Okay.
Is
Hi,
he there?
Dr. Prasanna, welcome.
Yeah, Professor.
Thank you, Manoj. Thank you, Chetanji.
Thank
Chetanji, I want to talk to you in the evening after the call.
Sure.
So thank you. Thank you, Manojji, and thank you all my new friends who have now joined this session.
Professor, you came in at the right time. Hi, everybody. My name is Manoj Onkar, and I am the faculty for the program. But this session today is going to be led by you can say, the alumni of the course. And of course, I am there in the backup to answer any questions that you may have. Professor Prasanna, your colleague, Dr. Dr. Ashwath just asked a question about
Yes.
how it works to have corporates as well as education institutions and other people work together in the ODeX program, right?
Yes.
So maybe you want to respond. And just for everybody, just for everybody's information, Professor Prasanna is the director of IIIT Dharwad, and who was also in the same cohort as Chetan. Over to you, Professor.
Thank you, Manojji, for this opportunity. Let me begin by thanking my mentor, Professor A.G. Ramakrishnan, whom we fondly call it as Ram, as part of this ODeX. Even Ashwath, my colleague Ashwath question was there in my mind also when I joined on the first day. But no, the amount of, see, when we have only a uniform group, for example, all academicians put together and we are trying to innovate something, all of us have the same thought process. And we will never be able to get an idea which is, which we call it as a breakthrough idea, which will help us to put our organization in exponential growth manner. So that is where, to be frank, my association with this ODeX program really personally benefited me for my professional growth in the last year or so, because a few interactions with Manojji and all the team members, my ODeX team members, gave me so many ideas which had put our institute in an entirely different path. Even I was never even thinking that is possible. And even it was very counterintuitive. But when we discussed it, and also when we observe my corporate colleagues, I was very thrilled by the way they think for the organization. Which, what is the growth for the next 6 months? What is the growth for the next year? And how do they continuously train their corporate colleagues to keep pace with the changing requirements? Now the same thing has come to our academic environment. So gone were the days where I don't interact with the external world. I'll only teach some traditional courses. But those days have gone because of whatever the technology disruption that is happening, or you want to call it attributed to AI or anything. But this is what is the phase we are in. But fortunately, I was able to get into this ODeX program. And no, it really transformed the way I think. And I think my colleagues also, some of my colleagues who have taken already 2 cohorts have completed. Now the 3rd cohort is ready to get onboarded. I will not take much illustration. I'll tell only one thought process which really radicalized my thinking for my organization. So as head of the institution, I was always telling Manojji that I have a very limited physical infrastructure. I cannot expand my organization, even though I want to. I'm thinking in the exponential growth manner. But he came to me from an opposite direction, like a headlight of an opposite vehicle, saying that, Professor, physical infrastructure, not having limited physical infrastructure is not at all a constraint. Physical infrastructure has no bearing on your exponential growth plan. It is good to have some physical infrastructure that has only meaning for your physical address. Beyond that, your exponential growth of the organization depends on the decisions that you take. Your team will vote for you and work together. So that one thought process, which put me away suddenly from all other my colleagues, remaining 25 triple IT directors, when we meet, what we discuss always, same statement we make. Oh, there is no physical infrastructure expansion. I can't expand my growth. I have to wait for this one. But suddenly, and that gave us lots of ideas. One program, we have started an MTech program in data science AI, which completely online program. And which is now everybody is thinking of complete online program, but that we have started last after Manoj's interview. Like this, many things have happened. I'll stop it here. Now, I think many of you will experience through that. And also the way we are thinking for our organization. I hope all of you will get benefited from this program, which is not a typical management program or typical training program or something, which is essentially to think at an entirely different manner. And every conversations are so filling, it makes us to think forever. That's what, especially our long sessions with Chetanji. I envy Chetanji because he thinks more than an academician. So we are supposed to do that, but as a corporate leader, he thinks so much. I really know very humbled by his deep thinking and the way we used to interact with him. I think it is not just for about 6 months cohort program we join. We are there for last 1 year. We continue our journey. It's essentially a long association until we transform our organizations. With these few points, I'll stop it here, Chetanji. Thank you, Manoj.
Thank you, Professor Prasanna. Thank you so very much. And the fact is, just to build on what he said, I have benefited, as a person who's responsible for my group, from the participation of Triple IT Dharwad. And it's not only from the participation. We built relationships and we figured out that some of the constraints that we thought we had in our group, they can be broken by partnerships with that got generated over here. It is at this program that I found other potential leaders for some of the things that I am interested in, and we form teams with this, which still continue. So it's a very very powerful program. Also, innovation, and I know something about the subject. Innovation really happens when different streams of expertise or areas of thought they combine together. So there is something which is within, and then there is something which is cross pollination of ideas. This is very very powerful. I think while having said that, organizations who want to do a consulting only for themselves and don't want to do this in a combined manner, that option is also available. Okay, so Manoj ji does that consulting work also, but I would recommend people to do this. This is better from multiple ways. Okay, next is to talk about our first one. The first pillar, which is leadership transformation. So in leadership transformation, everything starts from there. If the leadership itself is not transformed, it's very very difficult to get the organization to transform, and therefore so we insist on some of the communication that I've been making, etc., says that the senior leaders should be there, and it makes it far easier if they are there to transform culture, etc. Cultural transformation, strategy, etc., cannot happen without the leadership themselves getting transformed. Now, so senior leaders should be there in this program. That's very very useful. Now, what is a leader? A leader, by definition, comes from a word which is to guide, and second is to bring forth. That's the etymological, etymology of the word leader. Someone who's a guide or somebody who brings forth. Brings forth what? Brings forth the future. If you are a future, if you want to build a future ready organization, if you are interested in making a future ready organization, then the leader actually helps the organization become future ready. Unfortunately, a lot of our education, whether it is management, etc., it is focused on teaching people the past. I'm not saying that the past is not important. It is important to understand the past. It tells something, and can prepare something. But what it doesn't prepare us for is listen to the future. It does not allow us to sense what is coming. And often enough, great MBA professionals and people who are considered to be great leaders of great organizations getting paid in millions and millions of dollars per annum, CEOs and so on and so forth. We have seen organizations get vanished in like this, right? Are you aware of organizations which just evaporated, they vanished? Their products evaporated and vanished?
Many mobile
Many.
companies, camera, film roll companies. There are
Excellent.
many examples.
Yes. So why do you think?
Pagers.
Yes. And why do you think these are all people who are, these are all led by people who came from the best, imagine Kodak, where would their CEOs come from? Would they have any shortage of the kind of people that they would come from the best of business schools? And the issue is that our MBA or whatever programs, they teach us about the past, not creating the ability of the leader to sense the future. So this program, so this is one of the ideas that we work with about having the ability to sense what is coming. And unless you sense the future, you can't prepare the organization for it, can you? Yeah, Sanjeev, can you prepare
Yes.
the organization?
Sure.
Future.
I fully agree. Till the time you don't inspire people, and how the inspiration will come when they see their future with you. When they see that, okay, this is a person who will navigate me and who can guide me and who can take me where I want to be, and how? By taking the entire ship called organization up.
Yes. So one idea that we deal in leadership transformation is this: have giving the ability to leaders to have the skill so that they can sense what is coming, and once they sense what is coming, not the past, but sense what is coming, prepare the organization to deal with it, to navigate it. So that is one idea. And the second idea that we deal with, I think, one of the ideas that is pervasive in organizations and whether it is corporate or non-corporate, is the idea of the individual as the leader, of an individual leader. So we look at CEOs, they are celebrated, they get, whatever they get and so on and so forth. So they are supposed to do everything. So one of the ideas we investigate is having leadership or collective leadership, or having the idea where everybody can be a leader and contribute to the sensing effort. It is not therefore the organization is not dependent on one person sensing, but it utilizes the power, the creativity, and the ability, the listening ability of all people who are interacting with the customers, suppliers, and as well as the environment. Okay, so these are two main things that get talked about. Of course, there's huge amount of time that gets. It's difficult to do the entire 6 months course in a 90-minute time frame. Leadership will get discussed over multiple days, but it's fundamental to doing this. To talk about the second one, and which Dr. Reddy was talking about, was culture. How do we build the culture? So everybody has heard this, right? Peter Drucker, he said, "Culture eats strategy for breakfast." And now go back to the time where people say that, how much time do we really spend on culture? And I've been guilty of this. I would spend most of my time doing day-to-day transactions or dousing fires or emergencies and things like that. More than 50% of my time would go in that. And then maybe some time in developing new products and strategy and so on and so forth, leaving very, very little time for developing culture of the organization. And yet, Peter Drucker says, culture eats strategy for breakfast. And put your hands on your heart, really. All the leaders who are here, how much time do you really invest in developing the culture of the organization? Given that organization itself is your product. Right? So for me, it was very, very little, and therefore I saw that. Now, one of the ideas that we deal with when we are talking about culture is moving away from having an egocentric culture versus an ecocentric culture. So, what does egocentric mean? The egocentric means that you're having a boundary. You look at this. You will have a finance department, or this is a boundary, a finance department, a product department, or a stream of expertise, which is okay, this is an electrical department, this is AI department, and this is that department, and that other department. So we divide our organization into departments, and then they become veritable. This is the finance and if somebody can you put yourself on mute? Yeah. So the idea is having a culture. Do you see fights in your organizations? Have you seen raised voices? Do you experience that? Do you experience conflicts in your organization? Sanjeev is shaking his head. Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Dijesh. Yeah. Why do you think that happens?
Chetan, don't call on Sanjeev and some people only. It is almost like you're ignoring everybody else. Okay.
Yeah, no, he's appearing in my screen first.
Change your screenshot.
Yeah.
I will go to the back seat.
No, you are fine. Nothing to worry. He's just getting addicted to you.
Yeah, and yeah, Ashwath as well. So do you see in your organizations, Dr. Girish, Dr. Reddy, do you see fights happening?
Yeah, Vim is saying almost cold wars.
Cold wars. Why? When you are all playing on the same game. One of the.
So this is usual in any organization, irrespective of its whether it's corporate or academics, wherever. Whenever there are multiple people, they will have their own set of expertises and experience, and their expectations also from themselves and from others to their wishes and plans. When sometimes they don't meet, so they try to like bring their own opinions on the other, like override the other's opinions. So when these two clashes, at least someone should accept the other's opinion, so then only it can go in harmony. So if everyone wants to go in their own direction, so it will never meet. So
yes, you're absolutely right. Sharad, what do you think?
Okay. No.
I would like to say something here. I'm sorry. Sharad, please go ahead. No, go ahead, Yatish. Please go ahead.
Yatish, go ahead.
Okay. So, honestly, and please excuse me if you find me very straight. Whatever we are talking about, they are great concepts. I'm running my company for the last 20 years. For the last 10 years, I'm not involved in any kind of operations, okay? So my job is only what you have put as a concept. Now, why I joined this program is to understand how does it work, what is different than normal courses, okay? So as a concept, it sounds great, future ready. This has been my everyday statement for every strategic meeting that we are getting future ready. And of course, we are doing a lot of things in doing it. I've been part of so many training programs, coaching programs at experiential level, human behavioral level, as well as skills, attitude, and knowledge level. So I'm completely sold into those 5 points what we are talking about. There is no doubt about it. It's absolutely accepted. I am here to listen. What are those special things which we do or create experiences? What is the methodology? How do we impart whatever we impart? And how does it happen? So I would be very grateful to you if you could give us some insights into it. There is absolutely no doubt. I'm completely sold into it. Everything what you're talking about, that's what makes a great organization. I have my own way of doing cultural transformation. So my job in my organization is only transformation. And I'm getting my organization ready. For the first 5 years, I was trying to do on my own. The last 5 years, I joined multiple coaching programs, training programs of different types, including attitude, skill, and knowledge development, including human behavioral development. And of course, we are on a journey. But what brings me here, honestly, because I know Mr. Manoj Onkar, I know that he has been associated with some of the great organizations in the past. And that was the curiosity because of what I came in here. And I would be delighted if you could give some insight that what is that different what we are talking about. And I want to raise also a little objection. We talked about MBA. Let's not talk about other programs, what they don't do it. I have been myself an MBA. I've been visiting faculty to various management institutes. I recently did a course with ISB. It was great experience. So let's not talk about what others do and others do not do it. Let's talk about straightly how is it different? What is that special thing which we do because of whatever we are talking about, it is possible for any organization to get out of their participation in this program called ODeX.
Okay.
Great. Great, Yatish. Chetan, if you don't mind if I can respond.
Sure.
Because also because I invited Yatish to be here. So Yatish, thank you for the question. Yeah. And before I respond, if you can share with me a little bit more. So you have been working on this transformation journey for long, and you have experimented a lot of things, right? And I'm sure some of it has worked, and maybe somewhere still something is not producing the result that you want, right? So if, what would be the main bottleneck that you see? Is there something that you can share on that?
Okay, so I would put it differently. So
Sure.
initially when I started, my focus on transformation was transforming my organization from a purely network strategy based organization to a relationship oriented organization. Okay, so that leg we completed. We transformed from being a pure service organization. We built an organization which is relationship based organization. From there we took a journey to transform into an innovative organization. So we converted from a normal organization. We were doing a plain vanilla product. We started working on it. And today I feel happy that we are doing 20% of our products are innovative products. Okay. So, and we are on a journey wherein we are very soon will achieve 50% of our products are innovative. We are branding our own products in a B2B space, which is normally not heard about in the space where we are operating. Third thing which we took on is digital transformation and side by side cultural transformation. So digital transformation itself requires a completely shift in the culture. While everybody is talking about AI, we have created a platform. We are going to sell them very soon. But what really matters to us, why culture was more important, the more we go towards technology, the more we ignore human aspects of the organization. So while we started working on AI, we started working on human aspects, which is human behavioral. This is what the statement of which you made. It's very, very apt statement. I completely subscribe to it. That if every single person brings their head, heart, and soul to the organization every single day. So these two things which are work in progress where I am working. And for different transformations, we work with different organizations. I would call that every single association was great. We really did transform to a great extent. And I'm sure that with your association, I have a tremendous respect for the work which you do, and whatever I read and whatever videos I watched before coming to this program. I'm completely convinced, Manojji. I have no iota of doubt. I'm not coming here as with a question mark whether I will get it or I will not get it. What I really am very interested. I'm sorry if I interrupted the normal
No,
process of the presentation.
You are adding value to it. Okay.
So what I'm really curious to know. I have no doubt. I've not come here with I'm a faithful. I'm not come here with a question mark that what I'm
You're good,
out of
Yatish.
curiosity.
Yeah, you're good. Don't worry. What you're saying is perfect. It is in perfect line with the interaction we would like to have. So just go ahead. You are on the right track.
So right now, what I am looking at is a transformation at a much larger organizational level. Okay, so I started with a transformation of one aspect of the organization. Okay, so one by one, we worked on it. My digital technology transformation is almost ready. Now, what next? If I have to scale by 100 times, so it's for me a question is because the technology itself is a big scaler. What next? What next is something like what ODeX promises to offer.
Yes.
If I want to expand from 200 to 20,000 or 200 to 2,000 people, if I want to expand my turnover or whatever numbers which I am talking about from wherever they are to 10x to 100x, there has to be something special, something special like ODeX. And that's the curiosity which brought me in. And I'm very keenly interested that how does this program works.
Sure.
I heard some stories. I believe all of those stories. And I'm great respect for every single person present here. I salute them. They are icons of the industry, but kindly give me some glimpses so that we can get an idea.
Perfect, Yatish. Okay. So Yatish, in the context of time, I'm going to give you the glimpse and to everybody, but in a fast forward way. Okay. So all of us, if you're okay with that, and Chetan, I hope you don't mind.
I don't at all.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. So Yatish, I'm going to kind of go back to all the 5 pillars and address it in a way that should kind of give you some insight, hopefully.
Thank you.
So we're talking about leadership transformation, and everything Chetan mentioned is valid, but I would say one more thing. One very important thing of leadership is we need to die. And the problem is we don't die, right? Of course, we are not talking physically. Right? We are talking physically dying is not going to help anything. We are not talking that. But what needs to die is our attachment to our worldview, our attachment to our view of the industry, our attachment to the way things are supposed to be done. Right? So most of the times what happens as people come into the program, we work with them to help them see the industry newly. And mostly people see industry at least 100 times or 1,000 times bigger than what they imagined. So the way we are seeing the industry, the way we are seeing the customers, the way we are seeing the needs of the customer, that has to transform. And that can only happen when we are willing to let our attachment to our current reality die. Okay, so that's what I mean by die. Okay, so that's the first part. And unfortunately, it doesn't end with just you dying. You have to actually get your whole company to die. Like everybody has to give up the attachment because all are attached to their pet answers. You're with me, everybody?
Yes, very much.
Yeah. The second thing, again, as Chetan pointed out, is culture transformation. There are 2 transformations which are very critical. One is moving from egocentric, that is me, my department, my boundary, my company, my industry, moving from that to an ecocentric. Ecocentric is all inclusive. So I'll just give an example of triple IT since they are here, but it's applicable everywhere. When you look at a subject, okay, we are teaching AI, ML and all that. That's one word. You think, oh, we are in a particular industry. But the moment you start looking at the applications, then you are in 100 different industries. And when you see your role from the eyes of the stakeholders, then your role is very different. Okay, so when we say that you have to move from the boundaries of looking from inside out perspective. So the egocentric to ecocentric also leads to one more thing, which is shifting from inside out perspective to outside in perspective. Okay, let me clarify this. Most companies are very seduced by their own dreams, their own vision, their own technology, right? And specifically, if they have been successful in the past, they are very seduced by, oh, we know our vision and our products and they fall in love with themselves, right? And that's a very dangerous thing, right? Why it's dangerous? Because you are not the audience. If you fall in love with yourself, you're not the audience, right? So when you start looking at outside in, how do you get the outside world view in the company? How do you see your company from the eyes of the stakeholders? How do you see from the customers and the potential customers and the end users? How do you get to see from those perspectives? When you start bringing that in, your products will change, your processes will change, your business models will change. Okay, I'll give you a small example, not exactly fitting here, but still it should give you. So we were working with a company in Thailand, and that company, after our work, they got awarded as the best managed small and medium enterprise by the Prime Minister of Thailand. Okay, so when we were teaching them all this innovation and all this stuff, they were like, yes, sir, we agree everything. Then we sent the production team to the customers. We got them to visit the customers, and we trained them in certain tools on how to interact with the customers and all that. And they went out in the field and they came back and saying, oh, we must innovate. I was saying, last 3 months, I was shouting the same thing. You were saying, yes, sir. But now that you got the outside in view, now they're pioneering it. And it's been more than 5 years from the time we completed their assignment. And every month we see new products being launched by them. There is continuous culture of innovation happening because they are now seeing themselves from the eyes of the stakeholders. And it's not just the sales team seeing, the whole organization is seeing it, right? So those are the cultural aspects, shifting from ego to eco, shifting from inside out view to outside in view. One thing that we say is, if you are married to your department, or if you're married to your specialization, or if you're married to a certain part of the organization, then you are divorced from the organization, right? So, and unfortunately, in this game of OD, there is only one marriage, okay? So either you're married to your specialization or you're married to the whole organization. Now, once you grow to that level, then I will say you have to also divorce from the organization and you have to marry the customer ultimately. But that's a advanced conversation, right? But first thing is, you need to divorce from your specialization, you need to divorce from your department, then only you can marry the organization. And it's not as difficult or as easy, it takes its own efforts. Okay, so that's one key thing here. Everybody with me? I know I'm going a little fast, but
Yes.
Okay.
Completely with you.
Okay, the next thing is the strategy, right? Now, unfortunately, there's a lot of mismatch or misunderstanding around the word strategy. If strategy as a word, if it could take legal action, it would take legal action against most of the people in the world. Right? So misused. But let's look at how we look at strategy and how Roger Martin looks at strategy. So what is the job of strategy? Let's look at it that way. What is the job of strategy? Right? Not what is strategy. That's a junior KG conversation, not interested. What is the job of strategy? The job of strategy is to make you unique. Right? So I'll repeat. The job of strategy is to make you unique. But that's an incomplete sentence. So let me complete it also. The job of strategy is to make you unique in the eyes of your customers. Otherwise, all of us can self-certify. No? We are unique. Yeah, we are unique. Right? Almost every company is willing to self-certify you are unique. That's not important. Right? The customer has to certify you as unique. Now, problem is, if you're not unique,
just adding to that, it's not only company, it's every organization. So Triple IT Dharwad has to think what makes it unique in
from
the
the 8,000 from the unique from the 8,800 colleges in the world. In the country,
CBR from other research institutes, etc., etc.
Yep. So when you're not unique, what happens? If you're not unique, then you are a me too. Yes. And if you're a me too, that's very close to a 4-letter word in the world of strategy. It's not exactly 4-letter, but it's the spirit of it is. Like the curse, right? Gali in the local language is, if you're not a unique company, then you're a commodity. The worst thing that can happen to a strategy consultant or a strategic company who wants to is to be seen as a commodity by the customer. If you are seen as, oh, similar to everybody else, yeah. Now, the moment you become a commodity, what happens? Who controls the price? What happens to loyalty? What happens to profit margins? Right? What happens to all the terms and conditions? You start losing power everywhere. And over a period of time, when your margins get compromised, you don't have, unless you are doing it at a very, very great volume, you may not even have the money required to invest in the future. Because investing in future for technology, people, resources, capabilities, profit is a religion. You need to make profit. If you're not making profit, you're compromising your future, right? And if you're a commodity, to make good profit becomes a challenge. So breakthrough strategy is where the customers can see you as a unique company, right? So that's how we look at strategy, and we use the 5-choice framework by Roger Martin, the #1 management thinker in the world, who is also a consultant for Procter & Gamble, right? So that's the work we do on strategy. Let's talk a little bit about execution. In many companies, there are multiple games being played. There is a vision game, there is a value game, there is a strategy game. Then every department has its own kingdom. They are all going in their own directions. Every manager has their own dreams and own ambitions. And many of them are in favor of the company. They're not wrong, but it's multiple games pulling the organization in multiple directions. You cannot create an extraordinary organization like that. We say there has to be only one game in town. The whole company needs to play in one synchronized game. So your vision, your values, your strategy, your department focus, your individual KPIs, KRAs, your talent management, your performance management, your training and development, everything has to be, your finance management, everything has to be in one synchronized game. If you are distracted in 3 games, 5 games, you don't even realize how it is limiting the growth. So that's the overview of the execution. Execution needs to make sure that all of this is synchronized. Okay. And the last thing that I want to talk about talent management is 50% of all organization problems start with wrong people in the wrong roles. Okay. And why it happens is because there are many issues there, but we want to actually help you see what is the kind of person that you really need in that role. And unless you bring that thinking scientifically, you are gambling. Most of the hiring is gambling. Okay. So, and of course, because you are good human beings and you pray a lot, some of those gambling things work out, but that's not enough to build an extraordinary organization. But we'll kind of go deeper into that later on. But these are the 5 pillars: leadership transformation, dying, leaders dying, giving up their attachment to their worldview, their industry view, their reality, right? The cultural transformation, bringing in outside in perspective, strategy, making sure you are unique in the eyes of customers, execution, only one game in the company, right? And the talent management, which supports all of this. Okay, so I think in the limited time, I gave an overview, and I would like to take a question or two on this. So since Yatish, you started the question, would you like to say something about it? Does it make some sense? And you have any follow-up questions?
Absolutely, it makes every single word you spoke, Manoj. It made a huge sense to me. And this is all what any organization would ideally like to do. And what you spoke also gave me glimpse into it. Some of your statements itself gave a glimpse that how probably it would be done at the shop floor. So
Yes.
like we have for manufacturing goods shop floors, so we have human engineering shop floors, and I believe that the weekends would be of great value. Just one small corollary question that comes to my mind is that, is it a self-inquiry program, or a little bit of that, the delivery method of how do we do coaching? So there are different methods of coaching. Some people come and teach, some people set people on the path of self-inquiry by giving some stimulus. Some organization have a training program where they call it experiential and lateral programs. Some people give a program wherein it's a delivery a program. You get the notes and you get some PDF Excel sheets, and then you get some book and you say that you read it and you do it. And so little bit of curiosity about that.
Sure. So roughly you can expect, at the best, you can expect one slide for an hour or 2 hours.
Okay.
If you love slides, right? So the whole point here is this is a hands-on coaching. Whatever we are doing is so as you rightly identified, the weekends will be where you will have a complete breakthrough in a worldview of a particular topic, right? And then, but in the weekend itself, you will be doing a lot of practice. Then the whole month, so this is a 6-month program, 6 weekends. So every weekend is a major kind of a introduction of a new worldview on certain topics, right? But in the same weekend, you will already start practicing it. Then the whole month is designed around practicing. And the weekly sessions, the 2-hour session once a week, is all in supporting of the practice, right? So you will actually start bringing in the change in your organization from day one, right? And so it is a completely hands-on coaching. What we are saying is it's a transformation of business, transformation of the society, and the transformation of self, all happening at the same time. Okay. And so that's how it's all designed. So it will be it is learning by doing. Okay. So you learn the concept, immediately you practice it, and that's where you learn and get the next level. So continuously hands-on learning. Yeah.
Thank you.
Can I just add here, Manoj?
1 minute. Yeah, go ahead. If you can do it in 1 minute.
Yeah, in less than a minute. Yatish, just we were taught a concept of, how to do deep listening, and that changed the entire interview process, which I do, where I just understand the person beyond, what I want to ask or my metrics of question. I just allow the person to speak, I listen, and then that's where the dialogue happens. Just an inside line. Simple things.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Yep. So you will have tools which will get you to see yourself, people, industry, client needs differently, client's challenges differently. And you will, I am 200% sure that once your team will re-look at the products, re-look at the processes, re-look at the way it is sold, presented, right? Based on the inputs they deserve from the same people that they might be talking for the last 5 years. And now they will get a whole different world of inputs. And of course, the internal collaboration. Thank you. Let's take some questions from other people. Dr. Hari, Vinod, Brijesh, Dr. Yeah, anybody else, please? Some of you, your videos are off, so I don't know if you're there.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah, Brijesh, go ahead.
Yeah, Brijesh Pandey this side. So,
Yeah, Brijesh.
wonderfully explained by Khosla sir, this Maslow hierarchy and other things what we studied in MBA earlier days, first year or first semester. So the thing is that when we come into the world in last 17 years, I have not seen even a single organization or a unit or a team where there was no conflict. Even if you want to make everything win-win, want to make everybody positive, everybody, successful, and you are a wonderful leader, you want to have everything at a very good spirit, then also I don't see things happening in the same direction or right direction. Still, there is a person or the member who keeps on, creating that chaos in the team. Can we make it happen or not? First of all, and second, whether we cannot see that world where everything is positive and good. Please.
See, there are two things I would look at it, Brijesh. One is what kind of people we have on the team, right? And what is their commitment? Are they connected to the purpose of the organization or not connected? So if they're connected to the purpose of the organization, that's a different conversation. I am not saying you should not have conflict. I encourage a lot of conflict, but which is in sync with the purpose. So you are not conflicting on the purpose. You're conflicting on what are the different approaches. So you're expanding your horizon. You're looking at different views. You're not taking something for granted. You're not assuming, or it's not just because somebody senior has said we have to pretend to agree. No. So we don't want that kind of no conflict. We want conflict where everybody is free to create new thought process and able to understand and appreciate other person's thought process. So no conflict is not a very good thing. Okay, but it is question is, are people fundamentally aligned to the purpose? If they are aligned, then the conflict can be actually a good thing. It will expand your horizon. Okay. Now, Brijesh, I don't know exactly in what context you were saying, but at a generic level, this is what I would say. Does that help you, Brijesh?
And also he mentioned my name, so I'll just say I have experienced this. I have experienced the change in myself, in my founding team members. There were conflicts, and a lot of the conflict was fundamentally about my idea. This is my idea, and when you challenge my idea, then you are challenging me. And the shift happens when it's not anymore my idea. It is about every idea being in the service of the objective of the organization. It seems like a very small thing, but it's a very, very big thing. It's a big lever that Manoj introduced to us. And I'm already seeing that. I started seeing that in the first month, practically, of the ODeX program.
And Brijesh, on a lighter note, there are a lot of people here who work with Chetan. And so I will say, a lot of people have actually started more argument with Chetan. Because now they are clear that they are arguing inside of what is good for the organization, right? And they don't have to accept, even though Chetan is the chairman, they don't have to accept what he's saying as the God speaking, but they can actually ask questions or argue or share different perspectives. And Chetan may or may not like it sometimes, but he knows that that is a good thing to happen, so he encourages it. Not that every moment he might be liking it, but he definitely understands and appreciates that space, and he's seeing the benefit of that. On a lighter note, Brijesh, just since Chetan is here and taking the opportunity to pull his leg a little bit.
Yes. Sure. It was really clear.
Thank you.
Hi, Manoj and Chetan.
Hi, Vinod.
Hi, good to see you here. So, sorry I have joined late. I am just wishing whether the recording of the session will be available so that I can go through it later.
Yeah, you will get it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we're going to kind of wrap up the session in the next 5 minutes. And then if you still have questions, you're most welcome to stay back and we will respond to that. but in the context of the time, we already overshot. So let me just wrap up with it. So this is a 6-month program. ODeX is a 6-month program it's a group coaching for organization development where leaders of the organizations come together and get trained on this, transforming these 5 pillars. As I mentioned earlier, the structure is a 6-month program. Every month there is 1 weekend. It's a full day, generally 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. For Saturday, Sunday, so that you get the evenings free. And also every week there will be 1 session of 2 hours. And the weekend is where the massive operation happens. But then the weekly sessions are equally powerful because they are supporting you to actually implement what you learned. Right? And so that's the whole structure. If you registered on the LinkedIn, you would have received a calendar invite, and that would have the brochure. If not, you can send in a WhatsApp message to the number that we are putting in here, and you will receive the brochure. Those of you who would like to participate in the program, I'll tell you how you could do it. Same thing you could do. You could just send your message, your name to this number, WhatsApp number, and we'll send you the registration link. The tuition for the course is 3 lakhs rupees plus tax. And you could register, if you would like to register today, you can register by paying 25,000 plus tax, that is 29,500. And the balance you can pay before the course. The next course is starting on the first weekend of September. That is, I believe, 6th, 7th September. Okay, so that is the basic logistics here. And with this, I thank everybody for participating. We are going to be here to answer your questions, but I just want to thank and acknowledge everybody's participation here. So all the invitees from all the institutions and companies and everybody, thank you very much for being here. And the core team of volunteers, everybody, thank you. And we'll officially wrap up the session here, and we are available for any question answers for anybody, right? Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a great
Thank you,
weekend.
sir.
Thank you.
So I can ask something if I want now?
Yeah, sure. That is
so this is an online session normally?
Yeah. This is the online. When we do in-house, we do both blended, but given that we have participation from 1 second.
Hello.
Yeah. So because we have been having participants from all over the country and sometimes outside, we are doing it online. Brijesh, you need to go on mute. Yeah, thank you. Yes, Vinod.
Yeah. So this is, you said 3 lakh rupees per organization.
Per person.
Per person. Okay. So that means the senior management, if attends, then according to the management team, it will be charged.
Yeah. It's a consulting.
Okay. And also there is a physical intervention if organization requires that way.
Yeah. We should discuss in separately. If you can reach out to me, we can have a separate conversation. What's the organization? What is the requirement? And we can design something.
Yeah.
So we do dedicated sessions also for organizations where it's either a 1-year assignment or a 3-year assignment on the similar lines. Actually, this program got designed because of the work that we used to do with companies where we used to take 3 years to do the transformation. We thought that in capsule format, we can make the methodology available. So key people can learn and kind of then it becomes a DIY.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
understand.
We should talk. Yeah.
Understand. So for the organization, I'm ID for one of the organizations. And I feel that it may help. So I have to also go through the details of the program a little bit. I will watch the whole video and then I will accordingly recommend for it.
Definitely. We have a pool of consultants, coaches who are also getting trained in this so that they can then add it to their products and services that they offer to their clients.
Sure. Thanks. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Anybody else? Any question?
Yeah, Manoj, some of my questions
Yes.
you already answered while you were answering Mr. Vinod.
Yeah, please.
About organizational level engagement.
Right.
And where we could. So I understand that weekends are also online.
Yes.
And just to get an idea that what are the duration of weekend, what time it starts, what time it ends normally?
8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Okay. And the coaching classes are normally on which days of the month?
Generally, we decide the day of the week based after alignment with all the participants. But the preferred would be Tuesday or a Thursday or a Saturday. Sorry, Tuesday or a Thursday or a Friday. But I think it works out with alignment with all the participants together. So we keep it a little flexible. So in the first weekend, we will finalize the exact timings.
Got it. And if some organization, is there any minimum criterion for a organizational intervention? You said that you do have a 3 years engagement. Do you have yearly engagement as well? Some expanded instead of 3 years engagement?
Yes, we are doing one right now with a company in Bombay. And so it's a 1 year customized ODeX.
Got it. I think most of my questions which I could ask here are answered. And maybe we can connect on Monday to get some more insights.
Definitely.
With this, I really thank you very, very much. And
Welcome.
Sharad, if you have any question, you may please.
Sharad, are you on mute?
Yeah, I've unmuted. So I think most of our questions are answered, and once we go on a one-on-one conversation, probably a few more things can be clarified.
Sure. So Yatish, what I'll do is I'll send you my calendar link. You can choose a time which suits you.
Yeah, Manoj, one more
You can
question.
get on a call.
Yeah, Manoj.
Yes, Sanjeev, go ahead.
I got confused. The program which you will be, it is a coaching program, it's a consulting program.
It's a consulting program.
So, in an organization, if the consulting program is that only few people will be connecting with you, but the deeper dive in the organization will not be taken care by you. You are just saying that I'll teach you, then you take care of the organization. That is what the consulting is.
So we work with the core team, and we train them on how they will include other people in that. But first transformation has to happen of the core team. See, the whole organization transformation game, 50% of it is transformation of the core team.
I understand. Okay. I understand that it is a top down always. Transformation, any changes is top down. Yeah.
Yeah. And so even when we do 1 year program, we work with the core team only. Only when we are doing a long-term 3 year, then we work with all the team members. Otherwise, you don't have the time required for that.
Okay. All right.
So,
but you can reach out for if you need any more discussion on that, we can always talk. You can reach out to us.
Surely, because my only doubt was that if you just prepare the core team and then totally depends upon how the core team executes, and you don't have any monitoring mechanism that whether what it started with the thought process, whether it's actually reaching to the last level or not, something like that.
Yeah.
So that was my.
So see, the ideal situation is where we do a long-term consulting assignment. That's where we can guarantee a very different kind of result, right? Like, but now everybody is not ready for a 3-year assignment. They're not in that space necessarily, right? But if they learn and master it, they and bring the shift in their core team itself, that is like a 50% of the job.
Got it. Thanks.
Yep.
Before I disconnect, I really want to express my gratitude to Mr. Chetan Khosla ji, sharing his transformation, and it's quite inspiring. I'm floored by his commitment to share what he got out of this, and salute you, Mr. Chetan, and other senior coaches, including
whosoever is present right now, Adesh ji, Vandana ji, and then Mr. Ramakrishnan. I saw some of your profiles in the brochure also. It was inspiring and great to see you talking, and great to and looking forward to having some experience or some interaction in future. Thank you once again. And with this, I will just log stop.
Thank you, Yatish ji.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Yatish.
Okay, let's, unless anybody has a question, let's wrap up.
Sir, I have one question for Chetan, sir, if you don't mind.
Yes.
Yeah, Dr. Girish, go ahead.
Sir, your story is really inspiring, and it's especially for the youngsters. And you said that you started your entrepreneur journey in just 2013, and in just 12 years, I think you were able to build multiple companies that are into different domains. So
Yes.
then that needs a totally different set of mindset and the courage, and also like a shift in the way you think, like how can I succeed in even different dimensions. So then what was the strategy you followed, and how did you prepare yourself to achieve this?
Okay, so I don't want to. I don't know whether I should share this or not. So I don't think I am successful.
Let me, Chetan, can I give my version?
Yes.
So Chetan is humble, so I'll step in for him. Of course, he has an extraordinary thinking and all that, but what I love, I'm not giving his answer. I'm giving you what I love about what he did. He created an extraordinary core team. Okay. So he has 6-7 partners who are co-founders in this whole journey, and each of them is running one of the companies, right? And their partnership, their relationship is so strong that they are able. I think that's one of the key pillars for their success. Okay, so that's my take on it. And then Chetan, you can add whatever you wish to add on that.
Yeah, but I think if I was to call myself successful, it would be great injustice to the last 6 months that I have spent with Manoj. So our word view has changed. I clearly see that I have the potential, or the organization has the potential to be an extraordinary organization. I truly mean it, that every organization can be extraordinary. And that's why I am here. So not only I see that shift in thinking, actions, and potential, the green shoots that we are seeing in our organization, but I also see that why should it not happen all around? Every organization can happen, over there, and that's why I am saying that while I'm going about implementing whatever I'm implementing in my own set of organization, I will also be a volunteer in this space to support whatever Manoj is doing. It's a movement that to create many extraordinary organizations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thanks, Manoj, sir.
Welcome. Thanks, dear. See you in the September cohort.
Sure, sir. Sure. Thank you.
Okay, shall we wrap up, everybody?
Amitabh sir, any question? You're still here.
Okay, core team, if we can disconnect and connect back, we can talk for 10 minutes. Okay, so let's log out and log in later on. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye. Thanks.